Ladies and gentlemen, in our beloved My Africa family, our show has started with the hope that our warm greetings will pass on to you. As you guys can see, and as we always do, we are here to serve you guys the best by attending at Gumma Awards. So as you guys know, Gumma Awards is an award that rewards and celebrates different actors and actresses. So I'll be staying with different guests and also I'll show you guys around how the event is. And as always, it's my honor to ask you guys to stay with us until the end of the program. So let's go inside. Welcome to Gumma's award, and thank you so much for giving us your time. Please introduce yourself for our audience.
Thank you. My name is Hadra Ahmed, and I'm a producer.
Okay. First off, before we go to our interview, I love your outfit.
Thank you.
Please tell us, say a bit about it.
It's all me, by the way. It's not a designer's outfit. So yeah, the skirt is the Afar traditional clothing, and this is something that I got from Uganda.
It's cozy, you know?
Yeah, I know, right? It goes together. So I'm representing Africa as a whole, all in one. Yes. So this is from Tanzania. This is from Zanzibar. This is from Uganda.
This is from Ethiopia.
This is from Ethiopia. I'm from Ethiopia.
I see you.
So it's all Africa represented right here.
That's really nice. I love it. So what's the reason that you're here, and what thing are you nominated at Gumma's Awards Day?
I'm nominated for a documentary. The title is 1966. It's about the equality and freedom struggle of Ethiopian Muslims in 1966 Ethiopian calendar. The documentary actually aired on Ars TV. So if we win, it's for both of us. The win is for all of us all. So, you know, if we win, I'll come back and say, yay!
Definitely. Yeah. Yes. So what motivated you to actually make a documentary? Because when you're making documentary, it has to be true. You have to find evidences. Everything has to be studied and a lot more. So what actually motivated you to make documentary and more, even in this kind of topic?
So as a producer, I strive to create and tell stories that haven't been told before and that are new and that are considered scary topics. This is a story about a massive community, and that story hasn't been told so far. You know, when we talk about that time, that era, we talk about every other movement. We talk about the equality for ethnic groups. We talk about a little bit. We talk about women's rights and you know, the land to the tailor movement. So all of that has been told extensively, except this very significant part, the Ethiopian Muslims. And the Ethiopian Muslims have been in the forefront of this movement, and that was a story we were not able to tell up to now. So we did tell that story. We found someone who was there and who was one of the organizers of the protest, and someone who wrote the slogans and everything. So it was a story that had experts, people who were there, and it's packed with content, and it's beautifully told.
So what kind of change, what kind of results or outcomes are you expecting from this documentary?
I want to win today, definitely. But also at the same time, I want people to know about this story. I want people to understand that part of history as well when we talk about Ethiopia and everything that happened in our past history. Yeah.
So last but not least, what I want to ask you is, as My Africa show and as a producer, as a woman and also as a Muslim, how do you see the film industry of Ethiopia? How can we use it to enhance our development as an African and also as an Ethiopian?
all we need to do is go out there and do the story. To be honest, there are so many stories, so many aspects that we haven't told, not just as Ethiopians, but as Africa as a whole. And I consider myself as a Pan-Africanist, and it's possible to work, collaborate with creators from other African countries to come up with and to produce and tell our own story. And we have people who are very talented all over the continent. So I think we should be able to go out there and do what we can to tell our story.
You know what? I couldn't help it, but when you say you're a Pan-Africanist, I have to ask this question. I have to. What is Pan-Africanism for you?
Pan-Africanism for me is all about doing what you can for the continent the way you see it. Every one of us have a responsibility, and I can contribute in some area, you can contribute in some area, and each of us, each and every one of us have the responsibility to do something, to work hard, and also bring the continent to the forefront, because usually it's others that are telling our stories, that are manipulating our selling it back to us and manipulating our resources. It's a lot of things that we are not using. So as Africans, what we need to do is actually make use of everything that we have, our resources, but also at the same time, our leaders need to be able to let us, the young generation, do what we can. That means helping them as well. They don't have to be the only ones as government officials. They don't have to be the only ones to come up with policies, but also communicate with us, young people, create relationship between countries, and then, doing that is a Pan-African movement for me.
That was such a brief explanation. Thank you so much, Mayor. I wish you the best in this evening.
በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል። አልহামዱሊላህ የጉማ የዓመቱ ምርጥ ቅንብር አሸናፊ የሱፍ አበባ እስክንድር ተፈራ
እኛ ሀገር ላይ እንደናንተ እንደዚህ ብዙ ሰው ይሰባሰባል በተለያየ አጋጣሚ መደማመጥ ግን ያንሰናል ብያስባለሁ። በቀደም ወዳጄና ታላቅ ወንድሜ ሽመልስ በሬዲዮ ፕሮግራሙ ስለ አንዲት የግሪክ ሴት ሲያወራ ነበርና ድሮ ታሪኩን እናውቀው ነበር። ካሳንድራ እውነት ብትናገር በመረገሟ ምክንያት የማትታመን ሰው ነበረችና ስለሷ ሲያወራ ነበር። እኔ ደግሞ አንድ ግጥም ትዝ አለኝ የዛን ጊዜ ስብሰባ አዘጋጅተን አምሮብን ተቀምጠን እንግዶች ስንጠብቅ መድረኩ ላይ ሆነን እጆችና እግሮች አፍና አፍንጫዎች እየተጣደፉ እየተቻኮሉ አዳራሽ ሲመጡ ጆሮና ህሊና ሹልክ ብለው ወጡ ይባላል። ከዚህ ሰውራችሁ አመሰግናለሁ። የዛሬው የጉማ የዓመቱ ምርጥ የዶክመንተሪ ፊልም አሸናፊ Aziz Ahmed.
Ladies and gentlemen, our staying in Gumma's award is still not done. Here I have a gentleman. You look so stunning. You look handsome, sir.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
You're welcome. Well, first, please introduce yourself for our audience.
My name is Grum Chara. I'm an international journalist, also an entrepreneur, businessman. So many things. A father.
So I guess you're everywhere.
I think so. I believe so.
That's really nice. So as you have said, you're a journalist, and this is a film award. What made you come here?
So Gumma is one of the most expected events, award events in this country, and one of the most excellent ones as well. We love Gumma because, first of all, it's just taking the art sector to the forefront, giving recognitions and also motivating others from the film and other sectors to do more and also work together. Collaborations and others have been seen after these events were held so many times before. So that's one of the reasons why I'm here, because I respect this event for the fact that so many beautiful people come here, dress well, dress to impress, not to depress, as they say. So the other most important thing here is this award ceremony is also a representation in another sector for Ethiopia, because we don't really have so many of these kinds of events in this country, and I really, really want to show my support by coming here tonight.
That's really nice, and I'm sure everyone has felt the same way. Starting up with journalism, how can we relate journalism with filmmaking process as an Africans? What can we do on that work?
So what really matters is to give people the recognition for their respective efforts exerted, and that makes creativity to come even better and in a much higher quality at the same time. So such events can also be promoted by journalists like you and me, not only locally but internationally as well. Through the channel I work for, we have so many times before promoted this event, showcasing the fact that Ethiopia also has events that can represent her in perhaps to a global stage at the same time. In Kenya, in South Africa, in Nigeria, there are so many of such events, but we don't really have those, as I was telling you earlier. So now that we have this, it's our responsibility to make sure that it excels even higher and better, and also becomes one of the biggest events across the country and the continent.
So, last but not least, what I want to ask you is, this is My Africa show. What kind of hopes do you see in the filmmaking industry, in the journalism industry? What kind of hopes do you see in the future?
Well, it's not only hope, it's also a future that we anticipate, because Africa is rising as a continent that everyone is looking at the moment in all sectors: culture, art, also the economy at the same time. People-to-people relationship is also growing. The African Union is behind it, and things are really happening, despite the fact that we still have challenges in this continent. Take my country, Ethiopia. Your country is representing the continent in so many sectors. People only talk about problems in this nation, but Ethiopia is seen by so many investors across the world as a place where they can come and profit, as a place where they can come and also mingle with locals like you and me, and also a culture and history that is adorned by people from across the world. So if we can see the better and best side of our country and also the continent, I think Africa has got a lot to deliver, and I believe that it is also delivering, and the future is much more brighter than you might imagine.
Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a good evening, sir. Again, thank you. All right, our audiences now will be staying with the organizer of Gumma Awards. Sir, we know you, a lot of people know you, but please introduce yourself for our audiences.
Okay. My name is Unauthorized, and I'm a filmmaker. Short and sweet.
Yes. So please just say a very precise thing about what Gumma Awards is, what makes this Gumma Awards different.
Well, Gumma Film Award is actually a film award dedicated to local productions. And it is special because of you guys, because of the fashion, because of the movie. I think it's one of the kind. It's the only movie entertainment event where I think brings all the filmmakers and entertainers together.
So what makes this year's, the 9th Gumma Award, different from the previous 8th Gumma Award?
We're having it in a new building, a new grand hall that was built by Skylight. We're investing more money. We have more entertainment right now. We invited lots of people this time than last year. So I think that makes it newer, I guess.
So I would love to say you look handsome, and I wish you a very best evening. And thank you, and also congratulations.
Thank you. You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
We both do, I guess. Yeah?
Definitely.
All right. So,
Thank you so much, sir.
ጉማ የዓመቱ ምርጥ ድምፅ አሸናፊ ሀረግ ኤርሚያስ ሰብስቤ።
እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን። ኤርሚያስ ይገባዋል። እሱ ቢኖር ደስ ይለኝ ነበረ። አመሰግናለሁ።
All right, Arts TV and My Africa Show audiences, this was such a blessing. It was such a very good event. There were marvelous outfits, very beautiful people out there. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this show, and we will definitely attend the coming 10th Gumma's Award in a much bigger event. If you have any ideas to share, please send us on 6121. Until I see you guys on next episode, goodbye.